with highs in the low 80s. For anything and everything Santa Clarita Valley related, including the latest on COVID-19 here in the Santa Clarita area, go to hometownstation.com.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
The following is sponsored programming and does not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of KHTS or its ownership.
You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is SCVI Charter School's Eye on the Valley Homeschooling Answers. I am your host, Matt Watson. This special edition of Eye on the Valley Homeschooling Answers is brought to you by KHTS in collaboration with SCVI and iLead Charter Schools, as always. We come to you live each day at 9 a.m., providing support and updates for you on your distance learning journey. We're also continually working on and updating our website that's there to support you, homeschoolinganswers.com. Have you been over to homeschoolinganswers.com? We've got some incredible resources there for you. Everything's all sorted out either by grade level or by subject area, whichever you prefer. We've got some great parenting tips as well. A lot of entertaining stuff to keep you and your kids engaged, moving forward, growing, learning, and doing the things that you need to do. So head on over to homeschoolinganswers.com. Happy Friday. That's right. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The second best thing about a 3-day weekend, that 3-day weekend that we had last weekend, the second best thing about it is that fast pass that we get to the next weekend. Nice short week this week, and it is Friday already. Woohoo! And we've been listening to Tori. Have you been listening to Tori's weather updates? It's going to be an absolutely stunning weekend. It's going to be great. There's here. Let's do this. Let's do this together. Come here. We step back with me. Will you take a look at things, how things are setting up, right? Sure, things aren't. I get it. They're not ideal right now, but let's put things in perspective, right? We've got a gorgeous weekend coming up. Your homeowners association swimming pool is back open, so you can jump in the pool this weekend. More and more businesses are opening up, so you can get out and pick up some of those things that you need, some of those things that you want. It's still a little early, but it looks like infections might be on the decline, so that's good news. And I texted my good buddy Greg last night to see how things are setting up over there at Salt Creek this weekend. He's got an amazing special tonight. Salt Creek is doing slow roasted braised short ribs with a cab demi, a house salad or pear and goat cheese salad, garlic mashed potatoes, seasonal veggies, and an apple tart with vanilla ice cream. Some incredible drink specials going on out there as well. So why don't you make your plans, swing by, pick up an amazing dinner at Salt Creek, kick back, watch the sun go down. It's going to be a perfect weekend. So get out there and enjoy it. But wait, not yet. We've got our show to do together. So you're going to love this one. It is a short Friday show, so pour yourself a cup of coffee and sit back and let's enjoy this together. We've got a new senior spotlight today. We've got Lucy O'Brien. She is on the line. This young lady is just going to knock your socks off. She's great. And Big T is back. He's got some fun sports stuff for us. Are you a sports fan? You're going to enjoy this game that we're going to be playing a little bit later on in the hour. If you're not a sports fan, don't stress out. It's not just a bunch of jock talk. Big T always keeps it fun for everyone, so we're going to have a great show. Spring semester. We are coming toward the end of spring semester, and it's normally a magical time for high school seniors. It's filled with fun and excitement, anticipation, prom, senior skip day, senior trip, graduation, all that good stuff. At least that's the way it's supposed to be. But this pandemic has kind of put everything on hold, and the seniors of the class of 2020 have really been upended. But we at Eye on the Valley want to honor our seniors by spotlighting a few of them. We've spotlighted about a dozen or so of our local high school seniors over the last few weeks. And today, just 1 week before her high school graduation, we're joined by Lucy O'Brien. She's a senior out at Saugus High School. Good morning, Lucy. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, thanks. Thank you so much for joining us. Why don't we kick it off this way, Lucy? Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, who are you? How long have you lived in Santa Clarita? What are some of your interests, the things that you're involved in? Who is Lucy O'Brien?
Let's see. Who is Lucy O'Brien? I'm a senior at Saugus High School. I've lived in Santa Clarita for most of my life, I'd say since I was about 3 or 4. My two major passions in life are singing and drawing or storytelling. I've been singing my whole life, but I first joined choir as a freshman in high school. It quickly became a huge passion of mine. I love the people. I love the music. The overall experience of singing as part of a group, it's like a perfect piece of a puzzle. I just love that feeling. And storytelling is, to me, one of the oldest forms of human connection, and it's a very important concept in my life. I've found that connectivity really keeps people together when times get tough, and I want to get that across with my art.
That's amazing. You are. I've seen some of your work on social media. You are an incredible artist. So tell me about your experience in high school. What have been some of your more memorable experiences there?
Oof. Let's see. I'd say, generally speaking, my most memorable experiences have been certain people, certain teachers especially, like my 10th grade AP European History teacher, who I was lucky enough to get him again this year for AP World History. And it's teachers like that that have really stuck out throughout my high school career. I mean, you see them every day. They really get ingrained into your brain, especially when they make that learning experience that much more hands-on. I have ADHD, so I need that experience where I get to see and do things instead of just listening to something. And those teachers have really made that experience.
That is cool. Now, it's been tough, hasn't it, with the school closures? You know, we're all doing the distance learning thing. So how's it going for you? Are you doing okay?
Well, I would say it's going pretty well. It's hard to keep up my productivity, honestly, especially since the drop-off of coursework happened so suddenly. Right. I still haven't seen one of my teachers' faces at all since March 13th.
Well, and you mentioned your AP classes. I'm assuming you're done taking those AP tests. Was it a challenge getting ready for and then taking those tests with not being able to be on campus?
It was a bit of a challenge. I had to study on my own, which made it a bit difficult. But my 2 AP teachers did a really good job of keeping up with their students. I'd say they are the 2 teachers that did the best of actually having calls where we got to see them and they discussed the test. It makes me a bit sad that the learning material switched almost entirely to how to take the AP test this year instead of the actual coursework, instead of the actual history we're supposed to be learning. My other classes, literature, we kind of just switched to the format of the test because it's so very different. So that was a bit difficult, but the test itself was kind of a relief since it was so much shorter than it usually is. 40 minutes versus 4 hours is definitely a plus.
Yeah, definitely. So you took a semester of AP test taking, huh? So,
yes.
Lucy, what have you missed most about being on or about being off campus? What have you missed most about the campus life this last semester?
I've missed most, well, obviously just the human interaction. I've talked about seeing my teachers and how important that is to my style of learning, but also just seeing my friends and being in an environment where I get to kind of buckle down and learn. Being at home, it can be kind of difficult to keep that up. And with not being able to see my friends, I kind of lose that support system for when I get a bit too stressed with my coursework.
And it has been a stressful year out at Saugus High School, but you can't lie to me, Lucy. I know it's not all bad. What have you been enjoying about being off campus?
That's true. It hasn't been all bad. Something I've definitely enjoyed about being off campus is that I get to spend more time with my family. My time at home isn't all homework, as it usually is. So I get to, come downstairs and hang out with my family in the morning because I usually don't have much classwork past 10 or 11 a.m. And especially since it's after AP exams, I have very little that I'm up to right now. So I get to have more quality time with my little brother and with my parents. And it's nice to have that more relaxed attitude at this point in the year.
Well, that's sweet. So, what are you looking forward to after graduation? What are you up to next year? I know all us old people want to know the same question. What's going on after high school graduation?
So my plan is to attend Cal State Fullerton for animation in the fall. I know they're not currently planning to have in-person classes, but I'm still enrolled, and even if I'm not on campus physically in the fall, I'm taking classes. I mean,
Well, that sounds cool. So you're going to be studying animation.
Yeah.
Do you have a career in mind? Are you planning on being a professional animator, or what are you planning on doing long term?
My long-term plan is to eventually have my own animated television show. I talked about how storytelling is very important to me and that connectivity with other people, and I hope to make people laugh and to keep them interested in the story, put simply. I'm looking to get on that track ASAP at Fullerton.
Oh wow, that's really cool. Now, please forgive the curveball, but I did want to ask you, Lucy. I understand that last weekend you did a pretty cool thing for your mom. Do you know what I'm talking about? I did hear about something. Can you share with us just a little bit about what you did last weekend for your mom and why you did it?
Okay, so last weekend I put together a home museum for my mom because she had that week been talking about how much she missed going to museums. She loves history and especially like animals. And it's that museum experience that she was telling us she missed a lot. So I wanted to do something for her and make one out of all of the stuff we have at home. We have a large array of things that probably should be in a museum. So I printed out little museum signs, little quote-unquote facts that I made up for each of the things in our house, and I made little exhibits for her to go see.
That is so cool. You're a terrific young lady. That is awesome. All right, Lucy, are you ready for it? It is graduation night, and we here at Eye on the Valley have just crowned you valedictorian of Saugus High School. Not quite as official as if Mr. Ferry did it, but I'm going to give you the next minute or two. What do you want to say to your family, your friends, your teachers, your classmates? Is there any kind of speech you want to give? It's open mic, Lucy. What would you like to say?
All right. Let's see. I've been asked a lot lately what graduation means to me. Throughout most of my high school career, I never actively looked forward to the day itself because I was so focused on getting there that actually being done never felt real. Walking across the stage was never a fantasy of mine, even if the accomplishment it represents holds an importance that I've never underestimated. As I started my senior year, the idea of actually moving on to bigger and better things began to set in for the first time. And I worked harder than ever to deserve every celebration and congratulations my senior year had to offer. It's hard to explain what graduation means to me because I haven't experienced anything like it so far. I'm young, and graduation is often considered the first big accomplishment, the first step into your own life. It's the first time that something is entirely yours. You did the work, and it paid off. And now you're ready to be an adult. I liked to think that I'd find out what graduation means to me once I experienced it for myself. But life isn't fair. And I've had to figure it out anyway because now people ask me more than ever what I think. So here are my thoughts. I imagine that graduation feels like closing a book after having read the last page. It's so satisfying to close the back cover and move on to the next story. The class of 2020 have finished the book, but we don't get to close it. We leave it open and continue forward. I could never do that with a real book. It would be like an itch I couldn't scratch, something I couldn't ignore until it was done. But what is unique about my class is that we are learning how to cope with disappointment and anticlimax earlier than usual. There are plenty of other open books in life, but there are plenty we get to close too. We have to keep learning and growing even though the last page is still sitting there. We read the ending either way. We earned the right to celebrate and live on, even if it's not what we expected. The class of 2020 is prepared to live their lives, and we will.
Wow, that is incredible, Lucy. You've got such amazing perspective. Well, I want to congratulate you on your graduation and everything that you've accomplished, and I know that there's so many things ahead of you to accomplish. So, again, congratulations. Enjoy the drive-through ceremony next Friday, Lucy, and we'll be seeing and hearing from you soon. I'm sure of it. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. You take care. Again, congratulations.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, but I want you to stick around. When we come back, I'm going to talk about a bit of a moral conundrum involving some millionaires, some billionaires, lawyers, bankers. We're gonna chat a little bit about something that's been tossed out there into the ethos. And for more information on how COVID-19 is affecting our valley, I want you to go to hometownstation.com and click on the red banner. There you'll find some tips on the economy, health updates, special business hours, and much, much more. That is hometownstation.com for all your local and national news. You are listening to SCVI Charter School's Eye on the Valley, Homeschooling Answers. I'm your host, Matt Watson, on your hometown station, KHTS.
The stress was unbelievable.
Debbie Morris is a changed woman.
A giant boulder's been lifted.
Debbie called Made for You.
I'd finished a day of work.
Professional, residential, and commercial cleaning.
Walk into my house.
Made for You.
It was an absolute pigsty.
Weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, or even one-time seasonal cleaning.
Our mess kept growing.
255-2922.
Even when we weren't home.
255-2922.
Made for You rescued me.
Folks, this is your pancake speaking. If you look out your window, we're flying over IHOP's delicious international pancake combos.
Sweet tres leches.
A pancation wonderland with views of Belgian chocolate, tres leches, and vanilla spice.
Pancakes.
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 Pancakes. You know, let's back this thing up and take another look.
Go on a pancation with international pancakes at IHOP, starting at $4.99.
The coronavirus has put us in a position of creating a new normal. Family Law at Home understands. Their goal is to meet you in the safest place possible, and these days that might be in your own home in a virtual meeting. Family Law at Home will provide you with immediate advice on your family law matters, such as divorce cases, child custody disputes, and domestic violence. It's as easy as going to FamilyLawAtHome.com. You'll choose your own consultation date and be in immediate contact with one of their esteemed attorneys. Family Law at Home handles the legal aspect while you and your family navigate the new chapter in your lives. Go to FamilyLawAtHome.com.
Save water and save money. SCV Water wants to help you find your fit and take advantage of conservation rebate programs that will help you save. Water your landscape more efficiently. Replace your lawn with water-wise plants. Conduct free in-home water surveys. Cover your swimming pool and more. Find the programs that fit your needs and start saving today. Visit conserve.yourscvwater.com to learn more.
That's conserve.yourscvwater.com.
David Cantrell and Fred Arnold of American Family Funding joined KHTS to discuss and shed some light on how the coronavirus impacts Santa Clarita residents financially.
Okay, so Fred, people are sheltering in place or just staying home, but they're thinking about interest rates and they're thinking about their own mortgages. What can they do right now?
You're probably one of the $11 trillion in loans out there, mortgage loans out there. Half of them could easily refinance because interest rates have dropped rather dramatically. As rates have gone up just a little bit in the short term, call your mortgage professional right away, your community mortgage professional, and do a quick interview. Do a quick analysis. When interest rates get to here, or here, does it make sense to refinance? Does it make sense to take cash out to cover some debt, to cover some college funds? Prepare for the future, because the future is going to get better without a doubt, number one. Some do it online, and we do have an application where you can do it all online. So if your mortgage professional is busy, ask them, do you have an application online? But it's no substitute to have a one-on-one conversation with your professional. Does it make sense to refinance? So that's the first thing you could do. The second thing is prepare your paperwork. Get your taxes completed. Know where your W-2s are. Know where your financial documents are. During these challenging economic times of uncertainty, if you, instead of cleaning out your closet, maybe clean out your financial records and know where everything is.
Right.
That would be very, very helpful. And last but not least, Dave, when you send information to your mortgage professional, make sure they send a secure link to send documents back so that the information, your private information, is not compromised.
Absolutely. That's very, very important. And we do have that link here in American Family Funding where it comes over encrypted and completely safe. So.
Absolutely. And just give us a call, or your mortgage professional will get that done.
Right.
You see so much when you look at your child. A creative spirit that surprises you every day. Curiosity that develops into exploring unique passions. A little leader growing every day to discover who they are, what they love, and how they can make their mark on the world. At SCVI, we see those same amazing things. Our tuition-free K-12 charter school gives your child boundless opportunities to think critically and imagine freely, with a customized learning program built around each individual student. As iLead's founding school, SCVI combines an immersive approach to traditional subject learning with extracurricular activities, including STEAM, robotics, theater, music, and sports. SCVI has the only international baccalaureate program in Santa Clarita, with a 10-year proven track record of graduates excelling at top universities. And we're in your backyard, just off the 5 freeway in West Santa Clarita Valley in Castaic. For enrollment information or to learn more about our program, including homeschool options, visit iLeadSantaClarita.org. iLead Schools, free to think, inspired to lead.
Your hometown station.
KHTS is the only station I listen to.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Welcome back. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station. 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is SCVI Charter Schools Eye on the Valley, homeschooling answers. I am Matt Watson. Got a little stumbled up there. I've got sports on the brain. Next break, we're going to be joined by Big T and going to be having a little bit of fun with him. When I am not here in the studio, I spend most of my time thinking about sports. When are we going to get him back? Listening to the updates. It's kind of interesting how sports talk radio has shifted to when is this sport coming back? When is that sport coming back? And it's interesting. We hear different plans about how hockey's planning on coming back, how basketball's planning on coming back, but baseball has been an interesting animal. Whether or not you're a sports fan, it's been interesting because there's been a bit of a labor dispute. The how and the when that baseball is eventually going to return is being played out in the news. And well, that's basically because both sides, ownership and labor, or the owners, the team owners and the players, have been leaking a tremendous amount of information. And at this point, it's about as leaky as a fire hose, the information that's coming out of the two different camps. And they're kind of arguing about, what baseball owners and players are always arguing about, and that's money. And it seems, I can hear your eyes roll. Yeah, the owners and the players are arguing about money in baseball again. What's new? But there are some interesting nuances that the pandemic has brought to the negotiations this time. It's a shame, like I said, that their labor talks are being played out in the media, but that's kind of the way it's going. Everybody's doing kind of like what they do with politics. Everybody's, or maybe a trial. Different lawyers will leak information, trying to get a leg up on the negotiations. There's a lot of nuances, but here are kind of the overly simplified, finer points of the dispute. With the pandemic, the season, should have been started back in April, right? So we should be wrapping up the second month of the season, and so it's going to be shortened significantly, and the owners and the players agreed pretty quickly that the season is going to be basically cut in half, which cuts into revenues, right? If you're only playing half a season, you're going to make about half as much money, and they also agreed on that. So due to the health restrictions, though, that also is going to cut into the money that they make this year, right? Because we're looking at games being played without fans. So no ticket sales, right? So they're losing money there. They're also not selling thousands and thousands of those famous $20 beers that you get out at the stadium, right? So they're losing money on that. There's nobody up in those $1,000 luxury suites. Again, cutting way into revenue, right? So, all of our professional sports are facing the same thing. But the baseball owners, they're complaining that their revenues are going to be way down, and it's something that the owners always complain about. But they're saying that this year, some of them are actually going to lose money. They're going to lose money opening up and actually playing baseball this year, and probably for the first time ever, I believe some of them. You've got some of the less popular teams, those teams in smaller markets that yeah, sure, they're going to lose some money. So what the owners originally proposed to the players, and actually it went pretty quickly, pretty easily to start. So what the owners proposed was that the players take a 50% pay cut, right? You're playing half a season, so you're going to get half the salary. The owner's revenue is going to drop much more than 50%, but they proposed a 50% pay cut, and the players agreed, game on, right? But then it seems like the owners doubled back, and they proposed, again, overly simplified, but they proposed what's being referred to as a 50-50 revenue sharing plan, which they've never had before in baseball. Again, a little complicated, but basically it ties the players' salaries to the owner's revenue, which would most likely cut further into players' pay, and they would actually end up getting less than 50% of their salaries, and so the players are balking now, because the owners never wanted to tie salaries to revenue before when times were good, but now that times are going to be really bad, they want to tie those salaries to their income, and so now players are pushing back. Now, I don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole, right? Because I can already hear some of you shouting at your radio that there are people dying and businesses closing every day out there while these millionaires and billionaires are fighting over who gets a bigger mansion. But it brings up an interesting counterpoint, okay? Because one of the things that the baseball players have said is that the owners are proposing that they split the financial hit that they're taking, okay? Sounds fair on the surface, but the players are saying, wait a minute, we're the ones taking all the risks. We're the ones that are going out there and playing against all these other players. We're the ones mixing with the trainers and the coaches and each other, while the owners and the general managers sit in their isolated offices, socially distanced and quarantined. And so why should we take an equal hit when we're the ones that are taking all the health risks? Good point, right? And the players have said this is more about health than wealth, right? This is more about health than wealth. But then yesterday, the players made an interesting counter offer. They said, okay, don't cut our pay anymore. Pay us that 50% of our salary, and in exchange, we're going to play a few extra games for you. So we're going to help you bring in a little bit more income, right? So wait a minute. People are thinking, I thought it was more about health than wealth, and now you're willing to play more games, putting yourself more at risk? Huh? What's that all about? Well, you got to remember that everyone has their price, right? It doesn't sound very altruistic, but everyone, not just the baseball players, they have their price. It's not always the same price, but we all do have it. Think about skydiving. We've got Big T coming up, and if I mentioned skydiving and how much it would take to get Big T to jump out of an airplane, he'd probably say, 85 cents in a bus pass, and he's going. But some of you are out there thinking, I wouldn't jump out of an airplane for $1 million. But I bet you would. I bet you would. Yeah, Patty's shaking his head. No. Well, watch this. What about 10 million, Patty? Not for 10 million? How about $1 billion? See, we're getting close. See, so everybody does have their price, and so you can go through any number of scenarios. What would it cost to get you to eat live bugs or to go cliff diving or anything like that? There have literally been books written about that. There's an anecdote that I heard when I was in college, and the anecdote has actually been told in about 1,000 different versions, but this is one that I found online that seems pretty close to what I have heard, okay? When he was an Illinois attorney, Abraham Lincoln represented a poor widow who was suing the president of the local bank. Now, times were different back then, but this local widow, she was suing the president of the bank for $5 in damages, okay? The bank president was a pillar of his community and is alleged to have visited Abraham Lincoln's office shortly before the court proceedings were ready to take place. And in the presence of Abe Lincoln's partner, he offered Lincoln a bribe to throw the case. And Lincoln, of course, Honest Abe, right? He said, no, the lady deserves her day in court. So the banker responded that it would be humiliating if he lost to this widow. So he raised his bribe to $25, right? 5 times the amount that he's being sued for, but it was more the shame that he was trying to cover. So he offered Lincoln $25. Again, a huge sum back in those days. Lincoln, Honest Abe, he refused. So the banker says $50. Honest Abe, he refused again. The banker stood up, started reaching to his wallet, and he said, Mr. Lincoln, you drive a hard bargain. I'll give you $100 cash right now. And very, very suddenly, Lincoln jumped up, physically grabbed the banker, threw him out the door, pitching him into a huge mud puddle outside. And Lincoln's partner was astonished. Abe was not known to be a violent man, but he says, Abe, he tried to bribe you 3 times, and you didn't blink. But then the 4th time, you just seemed to blow up. And Honest Abe said, yeah, he was getting too close to my price. We've all got our price. So as these players and owners are working out their labor dispute, try not to judge too harshly. Everybody's out there trying to get theirs. And speaking of getting theirs, Big T's going to get his here soon. Do not go away. When we come back, we've got a fun game that you can play along with at home. He is coming in. You're listening to SCVI Charter School's Eye on the Valley, Homeschooling Answers. I'm Matt Watson on your hometown station, KHTS.
Have you heard about Assistance League Retail Store? For a good time and a great deal and bargains that are an amazing steal, there are friendly volunteers ready to share a smile. So come on in and stay a while. We take donations on gently used goods, and proceeds from our sales stay in the neighborhood. So for a great buy and a special find, come visit our store anytime. Assistance League Resale Store located at 24369 Main Street in downtown Newhall.
Consumers Furniture is back open for your business. The safety of our community and our staff, above all, is most important to us. We will provide a safe and clean environment for you to find the perfect piece of furniture for your home. To help you with your purchase, we are offering 25% off your entire order or 24 months same as cash financing. And for our awesome essential workers, we will deliver locally your furniture free of charge. Consumers Furniture is located in the Centerpoint Shopping Center, below Sam's Club and Walmart.
These days, it's hard to figure out how to fill all the self-isolation time, let alone figure out what to have for lunch or dinner. Salt Creek Grill owner Greg Amsler is helping us out in a big, big way. Salt Creek is now offering takeout and curbside pickup, so you don't even have to get out of your car. Now, if you'd like, you could stay at home. They participate with Uber Eats, Postmates, DoorDash, and Grubhub. Their entire menu is available for pickup or delivery, including to-go beer and wine. Hey. In addition, Greg's offering wine at 25% off, along with daily specials. If you'd like to buy a gift card for a future visit, now's the time. Buy a $50 gift card and get $10 extra on the card completely free. Buy a $100 gift card, you get an extra $25. Salt Creek Grill, located next to Regal Cinema at the Valencia Mall. For more info, go to saltcreekgrill.com. Did you hear this? A Royal Suite Home Furnishings. Their Memorial Day sale was so big, they had to extend it all the way through Sunday. Yeah, this Sunday. Save 56% throughout the store on mattresses, dining sets, sofas, sectionals, recliners, bedroom sets, kids' furniture, and more. Take advantage of convenient curbside pickup. For over 40 years, Royal Suite Home Furnishings has supported the Santa Clarita community. Now it's our turn to shop local, all while saving 56%. Visit today for convenient curbside pickup at a Royal Suite Home Furnishings near Sam's Club.
I'm Matt Denny, CPA, with Denny & Company, LLP, your hometown CPAs. Here are some tips to help you with anxiety you may have about your income tax returns for 2019. The deadlines for filing both state and federal returns have been extended to July 15. Both the state and the feds are also extending the time for making 2019 tax payments otherwise due, without interest or penalty, to July 15. These details keep changing, so contact us at 661-286-8860 or see our website at dennyllp.com.
With the safe disposal of waste from our homes in the Santa Clarita Valley, Chiquita Canyon Landfill is able to create enough green energy to power 10,000 homes each year. So you can feel good that the waste from your home in the SCV is helping create a clean energy source and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Chiquita Canyon Landfill is our partner in sustainable living.
Chiquita Canyon is helping lead the way to a greener future.
Your hometown station, KHTS.
and 1220 on the AM side. This is Matt Watson, and you are listening to Eye on the Valley Homeschooling Answers. If you are joining us on Facebook Live, you'll notice that Andrew has also joined us in the studio. We've got engineer Andrew in here. We got Patty in here.
Heyo.
We are about to play a game. We're joined now by Big T. Do you know Big T? Big T has got it all. He's got an amazing sense of humor. He's a good-looking guy. He is always the life of the party, even when he doesn't mean to be. He's got 2 amazing kids. He's got a terrific little brother. He's got an incredibly successful career, but be careful, ladies. He's also got an amazing wife who's a fitness instructor. Yeah, he's my big brother, my ace. He's my wingman, my mentor. He is Big T. Welcome in, big brother.
What's up, guys? How you doing? Excited for some fun?
Yeah, we're ready. So to set it up for our listeners, Big T's got a trivia game for us today. We're going to be doing a little bit of sports trivia. He's going to throw out some terms, and the 3 of us are going to have to buzz in and then try to figure out what Big T's talking about. So you can play along at home. All right. So gentlemen, call out your name when you think you know what Big T's talking about, and then you're going to have to give the topic. So, for example, if Big T says school bus, airplane, automobile, you call out your name and you say those are modes of transportation.
Let's do it.
Yep.
All right. Now we've got Patty and Andrew, and so Big T, so that you can help distinguish, I'm going to be going by my nickname Frogger. All right.
Sounds good.
So there's a story behind that we can talk about off the air. All right. So.
All right. Hands on your buzzers, fellas.
All right.
First one. Cover 2. Nickel.
Frogger.
Zone blitz. Frogger.
Those are defensive coverages or defensive formations.
Oh, Andrew.
Perfect.
I should have said it right after cover 2.
All right. Next one. Fullback.
Oh, those
Wing.
are Patty.
Patty.
That is NFL. Those are positions such as running backs and fullbacks.
No, sir. You're out, Patty.
Dang.
Andrew.
Those soccer positions.
Soccer positions. Good job, Andrew.
I don't know soccer, so I'll give Andrew that one. I heard fullback.
Next question. Bomb. Apple taco. Dinger. Grand slam.
Oh, Andrew.
Andrew.
Calls for home runs.
Calls for home run turns in baseball. Great. Quick fun fact. Baseball. Ricky Henderson, greatest leadoff hitter of all time, when he signed his first big contract, he received a $1 million signing bonus. The Oakland A's made out the check to Ricky for $1 million. He became a millionaire on that day, and he was so excited. Actually, it was 6 to 8 weeks later, the Oakland A's were trying to balance their checkbook, and they were $1 million off. They called Ricky, and they said, Ricky, what'd you do with that check? He says, this is the first time I became a millionaire, man. I framed it up, and I put it up on my wall.
You got to cash that thing, Ricky.
Ricky, you got to cash the check. All right, next question.
All right.
Holding. Offside.
Matt. That's the NFL. Those are penalties.
No, Matt, you're out. Holding. Offsides. Hooking. Boarding. Andrew.
Penalties in hockey.
Penalties in hockey.
I would have said the same thing on Matt. That's why I'm like, wait.
Okay.
All right. Brooklyn. Turkey. Strike. Split.
Oh,
Andrew.
Bowling outcomes, I guess.
Bowling terms. Yeah, that's good. Encroachment. Horse collar.
Patty.
Offsides. Patty.
Patty. Football penalties.
Those are football penalties.
Yes, one for Patty.
A quick football fun fact. The Arkansas Razorbacks, about 3-4 years ago with Coach Brett Bielema, were not having a great season. Capacity of their stadium is only about 51,000. They gave up 49 points to this really bad team, and their fans were starting to boo. One particular fan was very loud, very boisterous, and dropping several inappropriate terms directed directly at the coach. He was then arrested at the stadium for drunken disorderly conduct.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't just any ordinary fan. He was the professor of agriculture at the University of Arkansas. Makes those staff meetings and staff picture a little awkward. All right,
Way to go,
next question.
Alfalfa. Wow.
Outlet. No look. Bounce.
Matt.
Matt.
That's the NBA. Those are passes.
That is correct. You got to use the word Frogger, though.
Oh, sorry.
Next
All right. Sorry about that.
Uncle Charlie. Hook. Splitter.
Oh,
Knuckle.
Patty. It is baseball. Those are terms of throwing pitches.
Absolutely. Good job, Patty.
As soon as you said Uncle Charlie.
Chip. Drive. Putt.
Andrew.
Flop. Andrew.
Golf swings. Club
Golf shots, yep. All righty. Offsides, icing, two-line pass.
Frogger.
Encroachment.
That is the NHL or hockey, and those are moves or...
Those are infractions, sure.
Are they
we'll
infractions?
Give you that.
Okay, cool.
Sure.
I'll take a half a point on that one.
Yep. Lombardi.
Patty.
Patty.
That is NFL, and those are trophies, such as the Super Bowl trophies.
Nice. Lombardi, Borg Warner, Commissioners, Stanley Cup.
Okay.
So transition quickly to tennis for a fun story. Nick Kyrgios, a 24-year-old Australian, 17th ranked player in the country, was playing in Cincinnati. He was leading his match in the final set, but he got frustrated, which he often does. He's got a temper. He smashed his racket. Still frustrated, he smashed his backup racket and then smashed his third and last racket. He had to forfeit the match.
What is it with these attitudes on these tennis players?
Right?
Wow.
All righty. Hit by pitch. Base on balls. Single.
Frogger.
Catch. Frogger.
That's baseball. Those are ways to get on base.
Absolutely. Catcher's interference, error, sacrifice, and pinch runner are the others. All right. Single wing. Wishbone. Trips to the left, tight end to the right. Frogger.
Those are football formations.
Absolutely. How good is it going to be able to hear on the radio again, trips to the left, tight end to the right?
Oh, jeez.
That phrase I heard this week sparked this whole thing we're doing right now. So albatross, bogey, birdie,
Frogger,
par, Frogger.
That's golf, and those are results.
Yep, absolutely. Advantage, deuce,
Frogger.
love.
I think that was
Frogger.
Andrew.
Andrew got it first.
Tennis, almost outcomes, I guess.
Scoring matches, scoring terms. Alrighty. Press, zone, box and
Patty.
one. Patty.
That is NFL, and those are defensive formations.
Andrew.
No, Andrew. Andrew.
Box and one. NBA defensive formations.
Those are NBA defensive formations. The box and one and the man on man.
I didn't hear that
All right.
part. I got so cut up on the other ones.
So I've got four more. So I got time for a fun fact and then four more. So Kim Doherty, who was a hockey player back in 1934. Back then they played sudden death hockey for 10 minutes, not like we do now. Or they played 10 minutes of hockey overtime, not like we do now, sudden death. Well, in a game in 1934 when they were tied 4-4, the Maple Leafs in Ottawa, Kim got loose for 3 goals in overtime, getting a hat trick in overtime.
Wow.
Now, it was a big deal because dude only had 15 career goals. So now that they have sudden death overtime in hockey, he will be the only player in history to have a hat trick in overtime. That record will never be broken.
I wish I knew the guy's name, but there was an amazing story out of hockey. I think it was last season. Teams only travel with 2 goalies, and there was a team that was on the road, and both of their goalies went down. Both of their goalies got injured, and for that reason, every team always names what's called a backup goalie. Somebody who's actually not even on the team, not on contract, to be their backup goalie just in case. In this case, the team's backup goalie was the other team's, the home team's Zamboni driver.
Yeah, they can play for both teams, either team.
Right.
And he was the winning goalie on the...
He was the winning goalie on the ice. Yeah. My man did pretty well. He ended up with something like 42 saves that night or something like that. He got carried off the ice, and it prompted a bit of a friendly protest on the part of the players, who started to argue that he should get his, whatever it was, 1/62nd of a minimum salary for playing that
why
one
not?
game.
Why not, right?
Right.
All righty. 4 more.
All right.
Squeeze, sacrifice,
Frogger.
hit and run, Frogger.
That's baseball. Those are hits.
Those are not hits. Need it more specific. Squeeze, sacrifice, hit and run, steal.
How would you... Okay, Andrew, how would you classify
Andrew.
that? Ways to move your runner over?
It's actually signs given by the third base coach is what I was going for.
Okay.
But,
all right.
Makes sense.
Okay?
Yeah. I was never given any of those signs. I would always look down at the coach, and he would just clap his hands and say, "Hit the ball!"
Hook, skull, slice, fade, flop.
Frogger.
Frogger.
Are those moves or almost shots in the NBA?
Those are actually golf shots.
Oh.
Yep. But red shirt.
You didn't give somebody a second shot on that one, T. I think Andrew had that one. Are we keeping score?
I know.
Right? I was going to say keeping score.
I have 3.
Okay.
I know I have 3.
Patty's keeping score.
Of myself.
Right.
Red shirt, recruit, walk on,
Patty.
grad transfer, Patty.
That is a college, as in college redshirting for freshmen for NCAA or for football, basketball, you name it.
Yep, all terms to signify student athletes.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, Philly, furlong, win
Andrew.
first show.
Oh.
Andrew's first.
Racehorses?
Yeah, horse racing terms. Sure. And then Triple Crown was to end that all out. Maddie, you got some time to eat up?
Yeah, we got
almost 2
about
minutes.
a minute or so. Yeah.
Okay. Take it away, brother.
Oh, okay. That's all right. Since he was the only one counting his points, I think we have to give it to Patty.
I'm pretty sure both of you outscored me. Roll the tape.
I think Andrew won today.
I think Andrew won that one.
I think so.
Andrew did a great
I
job.
think I got 4, but I'm pretty sure I'm last place.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was a lot of fun, and when this all lifts, I hope the 4 of us can sit down and have a pint somewhere and watch some real sports.
Absolutely.
Definitely. It's a great place right next door for that. All righty. Well, Big T, we appreciate you coming in and entertaining us as always. And we thank you, our listeners, for joining us. I want to thank our other guests, Lucy O'Brien, show contributor Big T, and engineers Patty and Andrew for coming in and playing with us this morning. I want you to make sure that you join us next week, every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. We will have the mayor coming in on Tuesday, as we normally do. We've got our friends from COC coming back, talking about the amazing things that they've got going on, and we've got some other great guests lined up for you next week. So do join us again Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. I want to remind you to click on the red banner on hometownstation.com for more COVID-19 updates and information. You're going to find tips on the economy, health updates, special business hours. Go to hometownstation.com. Click on that red banner for those updates. You are listening to SCVI Charter Schools Eye on the Valley, Homeschooling Answers. I am your host, Matt Watson, with Patty, with Andrew, with Big T on your hometown station, KHTS. Have a great weekend, everybody.